Hey guys, welcome back to the Movement Project, episode 80. Today we're talking about wrist mobility and how it affects our elbow. So we've got Grant here in the mobility band. He's tightly wrapped around his elbow. He's constantly having that elbow pain. And it's happening a lot because he's doing a lot of grip activities. This happens in sports too. You hear about it in golfers and tennis players and baseball players all the time. So we're constantly flexing, we're constantly using these muscles in our forearm. And so what we need to do is try to open up our wrists. And we're going to do some mobility drills on the wrists as well as wrap the elbow. And all this is tightly wrapping up the elbow and taking it through full range of motion. We're going to flush some blood into that tissue, and so that inflammation will try to heal it a little bit quicker. So while Grant's got this on, he's going to drop down onto his knees. He's going to face his fingertips in towards his knees, and he's going to rock back, trying to open up the front of his forearms. Yep. It's tough. Sometimes you're not even able to get your shoulder that externally rotated. So some people might be in this position, but we're trying to get as much flexion out of that wrist as we possibly can. So we're leaning back, breathing into the movement, and then we can kind of rock in and out. All right, if he wants to intensify it, he can either have a super buddy or use his opposite hand to pull the fingers up and add just a little bit more extension in that hand, working on each finger individually. All right. And after he does these drills for a couple of minutes on both elbows, he pops the band off, and then all that tissue is flushed with blood, and he can go through these drills and be a little bit less restricted, and therefore it's a little bit more effective. All right? Once you get through something like that, you can do an opener, so a distraction exercise, using a handy-dandy band. All you can do is just kind of take it to where it's pulling you into a little bit of distraction, pulling the wrist forward, so I'm breathing into it, doing the same movement here in this position. All right, I can do it laterally, all right, and even go the other direction so that I'm pulling my wrist and trying to open, creating space in that joint, okay, so that I can create some space and then mobilize as I go. And then the last thing that you can do is we're always going through some kind of strength drill once we get done with that mobility. So once we open that tissue up, what can we do to strengthen in that position? So I'm going to give you an idea. Push-ups. We tend to always do push-ups like this, right? All right? Not requiring a whole lot of wrist mobility and not putting that shoulder in that externally rotated position. Not only is this going to get you into a very effective push-up position because you have to keep your elbows tight, but it's also going to open up your shoulder and wrist. So try to put your fingers facing in towards your toes, and then try to go down into that push-up. And you'll find that not only is this a good mobility drill, but it forces you to keep your elbows in, whereas a lot of us try to drive our elbows out, putting our shoulder in that compromised position. So those are your three things that you can go to if you're constantly having elbow pain. Think wrist, right? If doing the wrist mobility exercises aren't helping, you're always looking at the joint above and below the point of pain. So look at the shoulder and go back to some of our shoulder videos. All right, good luck.